Hi, hello, hi. This video is gonna be like a bit different because I'm not playing Minecraft. I just put a picture of Termina after I beat her. This DLC video was made before. I just didn't edit it because it had a lot of like pronunciation mistakes because I'm just dumb like that, I don't know. And it just didn't fit the style. So I was watching videos with Lore, and he just puts a picture of something that's related to the game, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. So I'm just gonna try that, putting Termina's picture, like the ending of her dying, and I'm just gonna talk about the DLC lore and what I've like obtained from the story so far. Later on, about like maybe in a few weeks, I hope, because I'm still on my break, so school starts next week. I'm gonna make a timeline story which is gonna be like explaining the lore of the Way of Kings from start to finish. So from the beginning to us. I don't know how I'm specifically gonna be doing it, but I'll find a way. I was thinking of just doing the same thing, as I am doing right now. Whatever you think, just I guess put it in the comments. Okay, so to begin with, we have the Kingsgoal. At first, I thought it was like some other place that Magnus just didn't conquer, but it turns out the Kingsgoal is a prison inside a prison. Or well, the game described it as the Pretender's prison. Primarily, at first, I thought it was like for thousands of pretenders, but if you actually look at it, it's just for Termina. I guess this just goes to show that Termina was actually that powerful, even Magnus was that scared. Besides that, the King's Goal didn't have anything else. It was for the people who were powerful enough to defeat Magnus. That's why he made it. Imprisoned though was much powerful, in hopes he could keep his reign alive. Oh well. I mean, if we have to talk about the King's Goal, then we have to talk about the Watcher, right? I mean, that's the first boss you're gonna fight in the DLC, I guess. The Watcher is a demon. I know. I mean, it's literally said in the lore of the item. The Watcher is a demon, something taboo and forbidden. I know that Magnus seems like the brightest and best king. He had dark secrets, and one of them would be the Watcher. He ordered the Watcher to watch Termina. None shall enter, none shall leave, is a phrase that he says. I guess it describes that the Watcher was ordered by Magnus to never let someone enter nor leave. So that means even after we enter, we're not supposed to leave. And I guess that makes sense in the game because if you don't defeat the Watcher, you can't enter. And if you don't fight him as well, you don't beat him, you can't leave the DLC. So that makes sense as well. I mean, besides that, that's the Watcher. He's a demon ordered by King Magnus, guarding Termina, or I guess watching would be the fitting word. Let's go on to a more interesting character that I actually like, really love. My first idea of the foreigner was someone from a different land or a kingdom like that. But honestly, I did not expect it to be this, I guess, intricate in a way. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest, but I'm gonna try to. So, at first, the foreigner is a peaceful, humble adventurer, not a fighter at all, and we see that he's a pacifist. He used to live with his sister Termina in a peaceful home. I don't know if this home is within the kingdom or outside, but it's said to be a peaceful home. But being born as pretenders, they both listened to the custom, as we also did. And of course, the custom would be to become lord. That's why he went to the kingdom. That was his ambition, to be a lord, to follow the custom of being a pretender. I guess after some years of exploring and adventuring, he just found a new purpose. The foreigner sought out to something far greater than power. Magnus was but a young ruler. He ordered every single pretender to be captured into the Blackwall prison. The foreigner was almost captured, but he didn't. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Golden Knights are powerful enough to capture anyone. But you know what? He has the feather, which was very powerful, and this explained his nobility and being able to swiftly run away. In the Blackwall prison, he was able to free some prisoners, but he didn't. The reason isn't specifically known, but even that's not excusable. I mean, sure, the prison held thieves or just the cells were empty, but if you think about it like more deeply, that could have meant that he could have helped Eric, the one who freed us from the game, or he could have been us. Either one is unknown. He could have helped people, but he didn't. He focused on his own goals. Is that selfish? Yeah, but who cares? After we go into the DLC and help him go onwards, after we defeat the Watcher, and we go to each shrine of fire and we extinguish the flames, we break the celestial cell. But that's when he imprisoned us in a cell. So we free his sister. He imprisons us. Yeah, he's annoying. He apologizes for manipulating us, but he thinks it's for the greater good, blinded by his love for his sister Termina. He told us to back off, to just let his sister be a lord, telling us to abandon our dreams. Yet we ignore him. And at the end, he was attacked by a jailer. However, he dies happily, meeting his sister and giving her the chance to be what she was destined to be, a lord. I mean, in a way, the fauna is a presentation of what we could do for a loved one. Whether it be someone we love romantically, a sibling, or a parent, just any means of someone we love, we would go so far as to manipulate, act selfishly, or go on their own constantly, just to give them what they want. As sad as that is, at least we know he died being a good brother. Termina is a pretender much like her brother. However, unlike him who chose to stay at home, she loved to be a lord. In her mind, she thought she was destined to be a lord. And so, she embarked on her destiny. She began to train and practice, learning magic, sorceries, and spells, even wielding a blade and crossbow in her arsenal. She was capable of defeating Magnus after constant years of practice. However, that's during the reign where Magnus was imprisoning pretenders. But when the Golden Knights took her, she wasn't taken to the Blackwall prison, rather the Kingsgoal, inside the celestial chain where she could never break out of, being watched for eternity by the Watcher, rotting. In her fight, she thanks us, but that's it. She will kill us and end us no matter what. She wants to be queen, it's her burning desire, her lust. So no matter what we do, she wants to kill us. I mean, I don't expect less. Her pretender's role is to struggle and fight. She abandoned what she had, a peaceful home and a loving brother, just to be a lord. And she won't let us stop. Definitely not. The celestial chain made her powers limit. So that means when Magnus put her in the celestial chain, her powers were halted, having a limit that she could not surpass. Sure, she killed the Watcher, even if she was just in her chain, but her powers were still limited. So when we free her and fight her, her powers were still having a limit. So when the celestial chain's effects cease, and she finally becomes free at last, as a vengeful pretender. At her death, we make her see the truth, make her realize she was never destined to be a queen. She was misguided by her own pride, and led to her to make mistakes. She wished she never left home, she wished she never abandoned her brother, and she wished she wasn't so prideful, so misguided by power. Termina, unlike her brother, represented what power and pride does to us. How confidence may lead us to mistakes if we are overly confident in our power. Sure, she thought she was destined, but that was pride. It wasn't destiny. It wasn't her fate. Power did indeed corrupt in this forsaken world. The Forgotten King was the first king ever. It was never the Lord of the Depths. When he was king, the Abyss sent an envoy, and you could guess who that was. The Lord of the Depths. He was betrayed, beheaded, and erased from history. Somehow, the Forgotten King's death caused him to see the truth. It showed him what was truly behind this world. The kingdom was built on an abyss, the darkness, a world devoid of light. After coming back from the dead, somehow, Could it be that he was a necromancer or someone resurrected him is unknown. But he came back from the dead. He found purpose to defend the world, despite no people recognizing or caring about him. He would fend off the horror, however it came at the cost of his own happiness. Being in an everlasting battle against the abyss, we take his purpose, his burden, his misery, now freeing him from empty life of battling. We become what he was, someone who battles against the abyss for eternity. You might see this as a good thing that we're saving the people, but we're not happy at all. Our life will be filled with just fighting a force that never wants to back down. The Forgotten King describes what tragedy is. Unlike Termina and the Foreigner, the Forgotten King was someone who wasn't recognized at all. At least we gave him joy. Now he's happy in the afterlife, or wherever he goes to. I don't know where his soul went, but we take his place. The Abyss. It's a pure malevolent creature. May they be forgotten. The Abyss was never just a force in this world. It's a sentient being, capable of great unimaginable things we may never understand or even come close to comprehend. They sent their envoy, the Lord of the Depths, to our land, who beheaded and killed the Forgotten King when he was king. Or I guess just the first king. Due to this, the darkness spread, and the kingdom was soon built on an abyss. The abyss enjoys consuming light. It loves it, to seize and end light for the sole purpose of obtaining darkness. Moreover, during our playthrough, as the Pretender, after the Lord of the Depths was defeated by Theodore, at first, not when he was just a soul that consumed people. By Theodore he was defeated, then Vera defeated Theodore, and then Vera was defeated by Olaf, then Olaf was defeated by Magnus, and then we come in and we defeat Magnus. Soon we kill the Death Emissary, a being that is attached to us, the darkness. We obtain light, and we end the Lord of the Depths. The Abyss was mad, upset by this. They wanted to spread more darkness by corrupting other kings and queens, but the Forgotten King, someone beheaded and slain, fought back. Now in eternal battle until we come in to end the Forgotten King. We take his place as I mentioned before. Now we're going to fight the Abyss in an endless, constant war. Us, the Pretender. Are we the chosen one? The one truly destined to be a lord? Sure, we might be, but at what cost? We killed every single last king and queen. Slain the weak, the strong, and the misguided. Obtaining burden after burden after burden. What do we become at the end? We become monsters of our own path. Someone who's blinded by a custom set by the world. Something that is considered normal. Perhaps the world, the custom, the society of this world encouraged us, gave us the courage, and we didn't obtain anything but merely eternal pain and suffering. Till then, we lived the most miserable, horrific and tragic life out of all the past lords. We ourselves, as the chosen Pretender, were destined to be a lord. We make everyone happy by carrying all these burdens, curses and bloodshed on our hands, but we're dead inside, empty and hollow. We are the monster. But truly, are we evil? Do we have virtue? Do we have calamity? No, we have none of it. But maybe that's how life intended to be, for that's the way of the kings. Okay, guys. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, thanks for following everything, I guess. Whether it be Way of the Kings or Odyssey, I really had a lot of fun making this video. Of course, we have to thank Benjelder for making this map. I cannot thank him enough for being such a great friend to me. He's like very kind to me and a lot of people, not just me. I mean, I don't know how to specifically end this because I want to thank him, but I've already thanked him a lot, so I don't know how to like keep thanking him. I will say this though, like download the map, play it for yourself. He's in the description below. You can find him, both his YouTube channel and Planet MC. As I mentioned before, like at the first in the intro, I'm going to make a like lore essay of everything from beginning to end. That's gonna take some time, obviously. For people who came for Odyssey, I know it's been like 2 weeks or something like that. I know. Okay. The thing is, Odyssey is a bit complex, as I mentioned, because I have to work on it silently because I can't spoil the game. Honestly, I should have done Benjelder's method, which would be to just stay quiet, make the game, release it with a trailer. That's it. That's what Benjelder does. Honestly, as much as that is effective, I just don't see it happening. So I'd rather just stay silent about it. Rather, I'm gonna keep uploading videos about Odyssey and the progress, and hopefully it'll get released. And that would be the first ever project that ever successed in like tens and tens of projects that failed and I never uploaded. But let's still get this like too personal. Thank you, Benjelder, for like the 15th millionth time for making this map. I cannot thank you enough. It was really fun to find the lore of the DLC, and it's really interesting to see how it affects the main game. So I'll see you. I'll see you guys at the other light. Hopefully the abyss doesn't eat us. Uh, yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Download the map, subscribe, Benjelder to me. I don't really care. Have fun, have a good day, and take care. Goodbye.